Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Buppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters cast. It is going to be an awesome Daily Masters today. We've got two very, very good players. I've actually had a look. I've been doing a lot of PvZs and PvTs and all that sort of stuff. And I've still got that 3-game series of the 3 really long games. And I was about to do it today when I realized, you know what, that's a PvT as well. So I wanted to get at least one TvZ out there because otherwise it's like 10 games in a row of Protoss versus somebody. So I'm going to get out this TvZ nice and quick, and as soon as I finish casting this, I'm planning on going on to the 3-part major series. So let's go check it out. Up the top left side of the map, it is Mr. Maru. He is 17 years of age from South Korea, plays for the Jin Air Green Wings team, and yes, pretty awesome. His opponent down at the bottom side of the map, it is Mr. Life. I don't know why. I searched for rain for some reason. I should be searching for life. I don't know why I searched for rain. But anyway, it is Mr. Life. I might have to double check. And it says life, so I think maybe they mislabeled the replay or something like that. And he was actually called Rain in the replay. But anyway, it's life. So we're going to assume that it's life for this game. He is 17 years of age from South Korea. Plays for Startail. Actually quite an accomplished player for being only 17 years of age. Both of these players quite accomplished. But Life, just for me personally, does stand out quite a bit. He's definitely one of the best Zerg players out there in my opinion. So yeah, and I mean there's a lot of really, really incredibly awesome players out there who are just at the top of the game. Most of those are like their early to mid 20s, but being 17 years of age and being one of the best, definitely an accomplishment. And yeah, that's just me. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying Maru's not up there. That's just that's just me. So anyway, moving on, we've got a Reaper coming out from Maru. Managed to get 2 kills. I think one of them was a worker. So very, very nice stuff. You cannot chase this guy around off the creep too much because then he will just micro his way and kill a ton of lings all over the place. So here we go. Queens are out though, and the Reapers are going to get shoved off there. No way they're going to be able to do anything about any of the lings or any of that while the queens are up. So we've got a command center, we've got a factory coming out, reactor coming out as well. Very, very nice. So Maru going for some pretty standard stuff, is getting that command center out nice and early. Oh man, can we see what's on the production tab here? Double expansion on the command center. That is very, very dicey right there. And my guess is going to be that 3rd command center is not going to move out to a base anytime soon. It's just going to be sitting back, helping out with the work account. And yeah, if Life does not scout this, then Life is going to be in a lot of trouble. But that 3rd command center, even though it's at the main base, is going to tell him, alright, I need to get a ton of workers and I need to get them relatively quick. Or maybe not relatively quickly, but he needs to have a ton of workers by the 10-minute mark, because you know that Maru is going to have a ton of workers by the 10-minute mark. So he's seen this command center, the edge of it. He's seen this one as well, this big one. You can pretty much assume that's a... I don't know if you can assume at this stage of building that that's a command center, because maybe a barracks looks like that. But I think you probably assume it's a command center. He's going to see this one anyway, so... he's going to see that base coming out here. And there we go. So he knows that there's 3 bases. And the lings do have speed, but with a bunch of Hellions out here, 2 Hellions and 3 Reapers are going to be enough to scare it off. But Life, look at this, goes straight away, goes for the 3rd base. He's realizing, oh my god, Maru already has 3 bases. I better get this 3rd base out ASAP. And if he went for a 4th one, I would not blame him, because he definitely needs to, it's hard to say, but he needs to start playing catch up against Maru's economy. It's usually the other way around, but Maru really, really pushing hard. He's actually behind at the moment, but with 3 bases up, he is going to be shooting ahead so fast it's not even funny if he starts to produce workers off all 3 of those guys, which I assume he's going to. There we go, there's the 3rd one. So a bunch of guys coming out, 4 Hellions, 3 Reapers. They're going to start to do a decent bit of damage. We do have a bunch of Queens here. The Queens should be able to stand against this. I don't think this force can micro and actually kill a Queen. This Queen is at low health. Maybe if they're like 6, 8 Hellions, maybe. But I just don't know. I don't think that the 4 Hellions have enough to really do it. Here we go, the Reapers moving up the top side. There is one queen. The one queen should be enough to see them off. And they did not even get a worker there, so very, very nice stuff there. Holding it off with the queens. We do have a queen there and a queen back there, so Life not really owning his own economy to get those queens out. It was all spare queens. But yeah, let's have a look at the economy. And Maru is pushing nice and hard, but Life is staying out in front. Life getting a ton of workers. Knows what a relatively good position he is in for his macro with that third base being sighted. And is going to be quite happy to push out a ton of workers. So yeah, let's see how it works. Maru, of course, is not building a ton of stuff to really go against Life, because he is building so many workers, because he put that investment in the third base. So yeah, it's a little bit less going into his pockets, but that's going to change very soon when this all starts to pop off. He's getting a ton of income right now with the roaches. Sorry, what am I talking about? Not roaches, mules coming out. And yeah, so far he's doing a fantastic job, but Life doing a fantastic job staying this far ahead of Maru's insane economic boom, which is going on at the moment. Overlord finally going down, but tell me he knows about the third base. So Life does know that the base has landed at the front. And here we go. Here's an opportunity. Forces have moved out. There's just reinforcements running back. And the gate is knocked off and the Marines coming on back. So obviously Maru saw something and decided to come back when those guys came in. But now he is moving out again. And Life, has he been getting forces while he's been waiting, while he's been macroing up? And it looks like he has. It looks like he's jumped into the forces. He's got a ton of lings he's just built. He's morphing in a ton of banelings. And the banelings really need to get out there and start doing a good job. They're scaring Maru away for now. Is it enough time for him to get the rocks down? They're so close. Queen's going as much as they can. Just managed to get those rocks down, but the dropship's going all the way around. They can drop off on this high ground. Needs to get the forces over here. The lings are running in, but they're too late to stop the drop. The forces are coming down, and now Maru is going to need the banelings up here to force these guys away, but Maru can just pick them up whenever he wants. The banelings running in. Maru getting some very, very nice micro to shoot the banelings, but in the end it does have to back off, and now his forces are starting to look a little bit skimpy at the moment. He's not really got enough. He's going to have to lick his wounds and fall on back. The reinforcements are sort of coming up. He's got some Hellbats, he's got some Marauders, he's got some good stuff, but I don't know if he's strong enough for another attack. Let's see. Life's getting the mutas out at the moment. Very, very nice stuff. So he's held off that attack. There is another one coming out with the reinforcements right here. The Overlord does see it, and they're actually starting to look pretty decent. Those reinforcements, they seem to look a lot bigger once they're inside the medevacs. It's like 4 full medevacs. It actually looks a lot more threatening. So we're going to be moving this over a little bit further forward. Needs another couple down here because this is still very, very open sort of play. He's sending an Overlord over there. The Overlord is going to spot it, and the mutas are coming out. How many Marines are in this army? A fair few, more than enough to scare away those mutas. So he's going to have to bring in the banelings again. He's going to have to bring in the lings, and Maru this time running away with more than enough time to get most of his forces out of there. Lost a few to the whatchamacallit, to the banelings, but most of them were okay, although that medevac got screwed over pretty badly, so maybe you got a baneling side hit or something like that. I'm still not sure if the banelings splash damage affects air. I think not, but I don't think the mutas got that much of a hit on this force. Maybe they did, but anyway, we're going to continue to macro up this army to keep it going. Life is holding on. He's pulling up his mutaling force, doing a pretty great job of holding off, but he's sending, he doesn't have that many banelings, and he's sending a lot of just straight up lings against Marine Marauder, which is not the best option, especially with bloody Hellbats mixed in there as well. So we're going to see if he can get the banelings numbers up. He's got baneling speed now. That's going to help quite a lot. And now we're getting into the conventional sort of play, where we've got this huge army just sort of rolling across the map. Mutas trying to see it back, not really working. The lings coming across, a ton of lings with banelings mixed in. This is great for Life, and he's holding off just before the point where these guys can actually attack his base. They actually attacked it a little bit, but it looks like Maru's micro and his reinforcements have seen that force away. The baneling forces have gone down. He's morphing in more banelings but they're just not getting the hits they need. Maru has a beautiful amount of forces, and his upgrades are great as well. Look, 2, 2, and 1. Life on the same though, does have 2, 2, and 1, but the baling production is just not meeting the needs that Life needs it to at the moment. He's holding off, but not really. I think this is going to be it. I don't think he's got enough. Could not keep up with the baling numbers that he needed to. Maybe needed to get that force base down a little bit earlier. He's got it down now, but I don't think it was been there for ages and ages. So I can't say anyway. But regardless, Life moving out with workers. This is the death push, and I don't think it's going to hold off Maru. I think he is going to just wipe out these forces. Muta's having a go. Not many Marines left, but still more than enough to take out that force from Life. And Life is going to be going down this battle. So great job there from Mr. Maru. Taking that game out beautifully with some just great pressure from the Marine Marauder drops all over the place. Absolutely fantastic. And Life, I mean, he did a really good job keeping the economy going when Maru was just blooming at the start of the game, just absolutely going nuts. But in the end, Maru's pressure from Marine Mortar was just too good, and Life just couldn't get the baling numbers out. He maybe pushed out his economy a little bit too hard. Yeah, I don't know. But he needed to get a solid sort of baling number. He never really got out enough bailings to deal with Maru. So that's it. Congratulations to Maru for a very nice victory there. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow with another game. Stay tuned for that. This has been Hairy Muppet.